good weekend, but it just seemed like it just went by fast. I was busy, so I didn't have a lot of free time. It was good. Glad to be here. Glad it's Monday. Got parent conferences tonight. How many of you have a parent that's going to be here tonight? Boy, you don't even know, do you? Y'all going to be surprised tomorrow morning. Don't we have a lot? Teachers, don't we have a lot of parents? Yeah, they don't have a clue, do they?
They don't want to do it.
That's it.
Or maybe they don't know.
They don't know. Their parents are going to land, just fly into them tonight after supper. It's going to be just ambushing at home. No, that's a good thing. You know, we're almost, we got 2 weeks this week. If you think about it, after today, and if you don't get spiritual emphasis day because that's Monday, you really only got 8 days till fall break. I mean, think about it. Going quick. So, I mean, it's moving. All the teachers are clapping. Everybody's happy. Not much time. And, you know, a couple weeks ago, we had your progress report. Can you believe we already got your progress report? Midterm progress report. See how you doing in the first quarter. It's already gone. A couple more weeks. We're already gone. You got parent-teacher conferences tonight. And those are good to kind of touch base and just kind of see how you do. You know, a little checkup. Nobody likes progress reports. Nobody wants your parents to come up here and talk to the teachers. Nobody likes report cards or whatever. But it kind of gives you a gauge, right? It kind of takes the academic temperature to tell you how you're doing. And we do that. We understand that in life, right? We have to have some accountability. Have to have some benchmarks. Right, Mr. Dempsey? Makes me nervous when you don't look at me, Mr. Dempsey. Makes me think you're cooking up something. You know, it's good to kind of touch base. And when you see some symptoms, you know, you're kind of trailing off a little bit on a certain subject or whatever, it's good to kind of give it a little attention, focus on it. Check it out. Why is it dropping a little bit? I remember several years ago now, 8 years ago, I had just been so tired all the time. I mean, I'm not just talking, I'm a little sleepy or whatever. I mean, fatigued. I would come in from work and sit down at the kitchen table and prop my head up to eat, and I could barely move. I was so physically tired. And Miss Eldridge kept saying, something is wrong with you. You know, that's not right. I'm just tired. I'm just not sleeping well or something. And, you know, one thing after another, we decided to find, hey, this is a symptom we got to check out. Had some other issues that came up, and come to find out, yeah, my heart was quitting. That's not a good thing, you know. And so I was just wiped out, and I went and a visual aid. Y'all seen this? They gave me one of these. This little sucker right here. Actually, it's not this one anymore. They took this one out and they put in a big one. It's very uncomfortable, but I'll keep it. Keeps me alive, you know. Keeps me going. I'd probably be dead if I didn't have one of these. But you gotta, you know, it's a symptom. You have to read the signs. If I just ignored all that, you know, probably wouldn't be here. You gotta read the signs and things. That's why, you know, I'm less dramatic. Yeah, that's why we want to touch base with you, give you reports and feedbacks, touch base with your parents. Read those symptoms. How you doing? Hey, you doing real well in this subject? Don't change anything. That's going well. This subject, maybe not so good. Let's look at that. Put a little focus, a little attention on that. There's some elements like that that we can look at in Scripture. The first thing you got to know is, you know, we all talk about being effective for God and all this. First thing you got to know is, are you God's? Do you belong to God? You're not going to be very effective if you don't belong to Him in the first place. And so, what are some of the symptoms of that? Jesus gave us very clearly. John 13:35 says, by this, all men will know that you're my disciples. What? If you what? Come on. If you love one another. Do you have that symptom? Is that an indicator of your life? You love one another? That'd be one of those telltale signs, right? 1 John 4:12, no one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and His love has made us complete. God lives in us. We love one another. It's one of the symptoms of God living in us, is if we love one another. You can touch base with yourself on that. Do you love your neighbor? We talked about that in our Bible reading last week, right? The Good Samaritan. That's how you can tell. That's how you can tell if God is in you. Is if you truly show His love to those people around you that are unlovable. If you don't, you got a problem. That's a bad sign. Something's not right. You need to have it checked out. All right, so let's assume that we can get past that hurdle, that we all love our neighbors, we're all doing the kinds of things we want to. The next thing is, how are we doing? Are we effective for Him? He gives us some things to go by on that. 2 Peter 1, starting in verse 5, it says, for this very reason, make every effort to add to your faith goodness. Here's the symptoms. List the symptoms. Okay, see if you have caught this. I'm saying disease. Add to your faith goodness, and to your goodness knowledge, and to your knowledge self-control, and to your self-control perseverance, and to your perseverance godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. For if you possess these qualities in increasing measure, they will keep you from being ineffective and unproductive in your knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. You've got those qualities in your heart, and they're growing. You're not going to be useless or ineffective. You love each other. God's in you. If these qualities that He gives us are growing, you're effective. It means you're healthy spiritually. Another one, we're very familiar with the fruits of the Spirit. Jesus said, by their fruit you will recognize them. What are the fruits? Galatians 5. Fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Those are the things that we should be bearing, that be born out in our lives to show that we're healthy. My dad, growing up, we always wanted to plant fruit trees. And we had peaches and apples and all kinds of stuff out. The trees out by our house never did squat. We just could not get those trees to bear fruit. And, he made us in the summer to have to go out there and spray them. And, we had cows that ran around, so we'd have to put in the little posts or wire around them so the cows couldn't rub on them and all this, eat the leaves. All the deer would come out there. We had to do some things to scare them. Did all this work, never got any good fruit. We get little bitty things. Finally, just bush hog over. Just cut them down. Forget it. Not working. Guys, He's given us benchmarks to look at our lives. Just like we check out ourselves periodically in our grade reports, progress reports, and teacher conferences. This book has given us a set of signs and symptoms to tell us where our spiritual health is. If I would have ignored my physical signs, I'd be dead. But I have to tell you, it's much more important to look at the spiritual signs and symptoms to see how we're doing. If you don't see that love for each other, you got big problems. That's the first thing you got to take care of. That's how you know that Christ is in us. If it's not there, you're critical. But once that happens, once you become a Christian, then there are other things that you need to be about. You need to be growing in these things.